Hello. I am senior editor Jonathan Herrera from Bass Player Magazine, and we are checking out some cool new strings from DR Strings, DR of New York. They are the Jonas Hellborg Signature Series strings. In case you can't read, like a Denny's menu, you get Mr. Hellborg's mug there to clue you into these special strings. And special they are. The notable difference is there are really only two pieces of wire involved here. There's a stainless steel round core, round as opposed to hex. Those are the two basic types of core wire you find on a string. And then there's a single wrap around that of pure nickel. In order to create the diameter necessary, this single outside wrap is big. As opposed to other strings, more conventional strings, almost every other kind of string, where there's a series of wraps. This single wrap, the wrap wire itself is large. So what it looks kind of crazy, because the outside wrap is the individual wires itself, the wire itself is big in diameter. You'd think that would mean it would be uncomfortable under your fingers, maybe the big gaps make it rough or something, but in fact it's actually a very comfortable string. It feels a little bit different, but in actual playing contexts I found it to be comfortable, and that's also due in part to the pure nickel composition of the wrap wire. The thinking behind this was primarily to accentuate the fundamental frequency of the pitch being played. So as you may or may not know, when you play a note on a bass, be it an open string or a fretted note, there's a whole spectrum of frequencies coming out of your amp. There's the frequency of the pitch you're actually playing, so let's say we're playing a G on the E string here. But in addition to that, there's what are called overtones, which are frequencies that are also being sounded that have to do with the construction of the bass, the composition of the string and design of the string, the amp, the room. A lot of variables contribute to this overtone spectrum, and it's the series of overtone frequencies, the strength or weakness of them, which give instruments their particular timbre or sound. And every kind of string has a different overtone series, therefore a different tone. Jonas feels that conventional strings tend to accentuate the overtones more than the fundamental, which he says to his ear results in a sound almost like it's an octave above the pitch that's being played. So he really wanted to create a string that emphasized a strong fundamental, not doing away with the overtone series, but just putting emphasis on the fundamental frequency for real solid pitch definition. So this is like a jazz style bass, straightforward passive, and I have both volumes up and the tone up. So that's with all the volumes and tones up. I'll get kind of a bridge pickup-y sound with the tone still up. I'll take the tone down a bit. Very smooth and buttery. Finally, the neck pickup. I'll slap a bit. I'll put the volume controls back up. So anyway, really cool string and a new design, a new contribution to bass string technology, which doesn't happen that often. So check them out, the DR Jonas Hellborg Signature Series strings.